MMA fighter Conor McGregor could be barred from re-entering the US if he's convicted in a rampage against a rival's tour bus, according to experts. Irish citizen McGregor, 29, was arrested on Thursday night in Brooklyn and charged with 1 count of felony criminal mischief and 3 counts of assault after the Barclays Center rampage. He was caught on video hurling a hand truck through the window of a moving bus in an incident in which there were some injuries. Whether or not the incident affects McGregor's future ability to enter and work in the U.S. will all depend on how the court process plays out, and how skillfully his lawyers respond, said Scott Braden, a partner at Margaret W. Wong & Associates immigration law firm who is not connected to the case. If he's convicted of a crime of moral turpitude, it could have implications for his ability to come back, and it may make it very difficult to come back to the U.S., Braden told DailyMail.com. While simple assault is not generally considered a crime of moral turpitude, assault with aggravating factors often is, Braden said. Moral turpitude is a somewhat nebulous concept, but generally refers to conduct which shocks the public conscience and is inherently base, vile, or depraved, contrary to the rules of morality, according to administrative rulings. If McGregor were convicted of assault with aggravating circumstances, his visa could be revoked, and getting another one would be difficult. If he's inadmissible due to crimes, he'd have to get waivers to re-enter the U.S., Braden said. The officials who issue waivers should be impartial, said Braden, meaning even McGregor's global celebrity wouldn't help in that case. In all likelihood, however, McGregor's lawyers will push for a plea deal that specifically avoids convictions on charges that could impact his immigration status. It's just a matter of letting the process play out, and see what comes out of it, said Braden. I'm sure his attorney will try to structure this so he doesn't have any adverse immigration consequences. Attorney Shannon Reed with the Immigration Law Group further explained in an email to DailyMail.com that even McGregor's ability to enter the country temporarily without a visa could be impacted. His eligibility to enter the U.S. without a visa through the Visa Waiver Program, VWP, could also be negatively impacted due to an arrest or conviction, Reed wrote, referring to the program that allows visa-free visits of up to 90 days for citizens of certain countries, Ireland among them. Fortunately for McGregor, the threat of imminent deportation is slim to none as long as the case is pending. If McGregor is convicted of an offense that renders him deportable, then it is possible he could be placed in removal proceedings by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Although New York's sanctuary city policies prohibit local authorities from cooperating with ICE, federal agents could pursue him on their own if he remained in the country while subject to deportation, all dependent on a conviction for a deportable offense. However, even if McGregor avoids immigration consequences, his rampage could affect his ability to fight in New York in the future. The incident that occurred today at the Barclays Center was unacceptable and has no place in New York State sports, the New York State Athletic Commission said in a statement late Wednesday. McGregor is not currently licensed to fight in New York, the commission said. The commission has commenced a dialogue with the UFC and Barclays Center management in response to the incident, the statement added. The startling saga unfolded on Thursday night in Brooklyn's Barclays Center, as the UFC held a press conference for Saturday's fight card. McGregor, who was not scheduled to appear, and his entourage entered through a side entrance and attacked a van containing a group of other fighters. Lightweight Khabib Nurmagomedov was in the van and may have been the target of the McGregor's rage. The 29-year-old Russian recently had a public confrontation with Artem Lobov, a friend and training partner of McGregor's who was scratched from his own fight on Saturday because of his involvement in Thursday's incident. The footage shows McGregor approaching the bus as it inched towards the truck elevators to exit the building. At one point he can be seen running for a dolly before picking it up and throwing it at the moving vehicle, breaking a window through which passengers can be seen. Approximately 20 guys were apparently let in through the doors by the Mac Life guys, who were credentialed here, UFC President Dana White explained, referencing McGregor's brand and its employees who allegedly helped the Dublin native and his crew enter Barclays Center. They opened the doors for them. Through an entrance, they stormed the building, got down to the loading docks where the fighters were getting on the buses and started to attack the buses, throwing trash cans and dollies and things like that, White continued. Broke one of the windows and cut Michael Chiesa real bad. He cut his head and cut his face. UFC fighter, Rose Namajunas was apparently almost hit. She's super upset right now. Hurt one of our employees, broke one of our employees' knuckles. Footage from the scene shows McGregor attempting to hurl a guardrail through the window of the van full of fighters before being prevented by security. The Dubliner can then be seen trying to do the same with a trash can before being thwarted once again. The confrontation led to several injuries and the cancellation of 3 of Saturday's scheduled bouts. Lightweight Michael Chiesa suffered a laceration to his face and, as a result, was forced to pull from Saturday's event. The UFC announced Thursday evening. Chiesa tweeted to say the New York State Athletic Commission had decided to remove him from his bout against Anthony Pettis. Addressing his opponent, the 30-year-old Colorado native said, "I'm devastated to say the least. At Showtime Pettis, I hope to run this match up ASAP, June 9th in your backyard. That's all I have to say for now." Much loved out flyweight Ray Borg was also scratched ahead of his bout with Brandon Moreno due to multiple corneal abrasions, the UFC said in a statement. And because the featherweight Lobov was involved in instigating the fracas, his bout with Alex Caceres was also cancelled. McGregor was scheduled to lose his UFC lightweight belt on Saturday to the winner of the title bout between Max Holloway and Nurmagomedov. White previously ruled that McGregor, the first UFC fighter to hold two world titles simultaneously, would have to forfeit the lightweight belt to whomever won that fight because the Irishman has not participated in a UFC event since 2016, nearly a year before his doomed boxing debut against Floyd Mayweather Jr. In August of 2017. McGregor gave a clumsy reaction to White's decision on Twitter, "You'll strip me of nothing, yous do nothing." MMA reporter Ariel Helvani caught up with Nurmagomedov, who said that he is laughing inside. "You broke window?" he asked rhetorically. "Why? Come inside. If you real gangster, why don't you come inside? This is big history gangster place. Brooklyn. You want to talk to me? Send me location. I am going to come. No problem." Conor McGregor is known for his controversial, bragging persona in and out of the ring, which draws record numbers of viewers to his fights. The 29-year-old Ultimate Fighting champion was born in Dublin, Ireland, and began his mixed martial arts career at age 18 in an amateur match for the Irish Ring of Truth in his hometown. He soon went professional and debuted in the MMA in 2009, collecting wins both as a lightweight and a featherweight. McGregor is the first European MMA fighter to hold titles from two divisions, featherweight and lightweight, simultaneously. In 2013, after being swarmed by requests to sign McGregor to the UFC during a trip to Ireland, the organization's president Dana White complied and the fighter became the second-ever Irishman to compete for the organization. McGregor has said that he collected a $200 check from Ireland's welfare state just 1 week before his UFC debut, when he was working as a plumber. He drew the biggest pay-per-view audience for an MMA fight ever when he fought Nate Diaz at UFC 202 in 2016 and defeated him. For that fight he earned $1 million. Becoming the first UFC fighter to get a seven-figure payday. That year he became the first MMA fighter ever to be included on Forbes' list of highest-paid athletes. In 2017 he announced he would go on hiatus from the UFC after winning the lightweight championship. McGregor went on hiatus while undefeated as the lightweight champion, but had already lost his featherweight championship. However, White has ruled that he has to forfeit his lightweight championship belt because he has not participated in a UFC event since 2016. The Irishman's most recent fight was in a boxing ring. In August of 2017 he was paid a reported $30 million to fight undefeated boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a much-anticipated, yet ultimately uncompetitive match that he lost on the 10th round. McGregor has been in a relationship with Dee Devlin since 2008 and they share a child, Conor McGregor Jr., who was born in May of 2017.